Ever wonder what's inside of a CV joint and how to reassemble one? If you've ever pulled one apart, you know how complicated it is to get them back together again. A lot of CV joints work the same way. This one is off of a Volkswagen. They interface directly with the transmission or the rear differential. We'll be looking at one of the rear CV joints off the differential. A CV joint is designed to be able to move in all directions. We'll pull this one apart so you can see all the pieces, then we'll clean it all up and put it back together. The pieces are held in with a C-clip. Once the C-clip's off, we'll be able to tap the entire assembly up. One little burr will make it difficult to get off. The shaft has splines to make sure everything doesn't turn, and it's got a washer with splines at the bottom. This will slide down below the splines. Now, getting all these bearings in are where it gets a little tricky. As far as I can tell, there's only one way to put all these in. You can try lightly tapping it together, but everything's gonna lock up. The goal is that you put it all together and everything will move. So you don't wanna tap it. I'll show you how to put it together. To get the bearings in, you're gonna need to lift the cage up at an angle. Put each bearing in and then lower it back down. Just keep everything moving so it doesn't lock up. Lifting the bearing cage up, putting the bearing in, and then bringing it right back down. No hammering, no impact, just smooth motions. Once the assembly's together, we can tap it back down onto the shaft. Tap it all the way down so we can get the C-clip back on. Getting the C-clip on can be a little tricky. Start from the back and just kind of work it on both sides. Once the C-clip is firmly in place, we can go ahead and start putting all the grease back in. Sometimes there's a seal on the end, and like any bearing, just put the grease in and work it in. You'll probably be surprised how much grease goes in, but the more you put in, the merrier. And that's how a CV joint goes back together.